Um, there was a story that I heard, and I was thinking about this, and this is what I want to finish up with. It was a story I was listening to online, and this guy was talking about backpacking with his son. His son was like 1 year old, and he's out in the wilderness backpacking with him. Has him on his back, just going on a hike, and he'd been out there for a while, and he tells the story. He says, it starts to rain, and as he's trying to get back, he's a little ways out. He says the rain starts to come down harder and harder and harder, and it starts to thunder and lightning. And he said at first, his child's 1 year old, little baby on his back. He kind of, a little bit starts getting affected, starts to cry and cry, and as the water's coming down, it's drenching him, and it's covering them, and his baby's he said he starts to cry, and it's like this cry that you just hear just coming out from inside of him, because the baby, all he understands is the storm, everything that's around him, all the rain, all the thunder, all the lightning. That's all he knows. That's his reality. He doesn't know that his father's trying to get him somewhere. He says, so at one point, he says, I stopped and I took him out of the backpack, and he says, I opened up my jacket and I put him inside my jacket and pulled him close to my heart, as close as I could to my chest, and covered him all up, and said, so for the last mile of that hike, all I did was just whisper in his ear saying, it's going to be all right, buddy. I love you. It's going to be okay. We're going to make it home. And it's that image, he told this, and I just thought, that's in the Bible, all through the Psalms, where it says that if you cry out to God, He hears you and He rescues you. That if we do that, and the thing is, what I'm getting at, when I wasn't a Christian, and I didn't really understand all the different ins and outs of things, but I knew that, when my wife was pregnant with Isaiah, and she was going to have a miscarriage, I knew that I needed to cry out to God because I needed help that was beyond me. And when I did, He answered my prayer. I became a Christian. I opened my heart to Him, but also He saved my baby. Isaiah is now 12 years old, and that was a powerful thing to me, that I realized that when the Bible says, in Romans 10:13, it says that whoever calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. That word calls, it's crying out. It's not just something you say, it's something that's deep within you. It's inside of your heart, in your being. I just think of that picture that the guy gave of the backpack, I know, as a parent, when you hear a baby cry, it's something inside of you. It's an instinct. You just want to help. You want to do something about it. It's in us. Even people say the most horrible sound you can hear is a baby crying. It just bothers you because you don't like that sound, because you want to reach out and you want to hold that baby and just stop it from crying. You guys all understand. We all understand that. That's just a feeling. And I think I think of God. And when He hears His children crying out, He just wants to grab them and hold them, and just whisper in their ear, it's going to be all right. I love you. And if you're listening to this at home, that's what I'm getting at here is, if you are not a Christian and you're going through hard times, and things just don't make sense to you, the storms and all the stuff going on around you, but God says this. He says, if you cry out to me, if you call upon me, if you call upon the name of the Lord, you'll be saved. Romans 10:9 says that if you confess with your mouth Jesus is Lord, and you believe in your heart that God raised Him from the dead, you'll be saved. So when you call out to Him and you say, Jesus, forgive me of my sins, I open my heart to you, I make you Lord of my life right now. And if you do that right now, and you can believe that God has saved you, and if you open your heart to Him, He's going to show Himself real to you. And if you've made that decision today, and you've prayed with Him today, what I want you to do is just send us an email and let us know, and we can send you some stuff to help you out and get you on the way. And make sure you keep tuning in and listen to the messages that help build you up. Get into the Bible, get into the Word, and send us an email so we can help you out with that. And thanks for listening today.